Hey everyone, Dallas with SFR here today to show you our new stealth light bracket for the new Ford Broncos, equipped with either the plastic bumpers like our Wild Track here or the steel capable bumper. There are 3 different bumpers as of right now for the Bronco. This bracket fits the plastic one and what they're calling the capable, which has it's a steel shell and it's got the fold out recovery rings on it. This does not fit the optional modular bumper, which that one has tabs for putting a shackle on and has all the exposed bolts. So do be aware which bumper you have before ordering, because don't want to order the wrong thing. So to tell you about this product, pretty simple. You want to add lights. You want to go off-road, you want to be able to see where you're going. Maybe you just want to add that style. You want to put a light bar on or some individual pod lights. So what this enables you to do is mount them up on the bumper. Don't have to drill any holes, don't have to modify anything, and you don't have to buy an expensive bumper if you just want to add lights. The stock bumper, there's really no provisions for it, and it's so tight to the grill that even if you wanted to drill holes in there, in most cases, most lights don't have the backspace off of the grill in order to do that. So we designed up this bracket, and it fits in this slot here between the bumper and the grill. It mounts to the bumper, or in the case of the plastic bumper, it actually mounts between the bumper and the frame. And we're going to show you how to put it on. All right, so the first thing we gotta do here is remove the stock bumper. And this process is essentially the same for all of the bumpers that come on the Bronco. First thing is we gotta disconnect the wiring. If you got the sensors, the fog lights, there's gonna be a wiring harness. It's really not something you can see. I'm not gonna be able to fully get it on camera. The connector is right up in this area behind the grill. You reach up behind here, and there's on the connector, there's a little tab that you squeeze that releases it, and then you can pull it down and unplug it. So I just did it there. I wish I could show you better, but I'll show you the wiring harness once we get the bumper off. Next thing, in order to access the bolts that hold the bumper on, we got to pop off the covers. Really just pull on them, being kind of careful. They got clips all the way along. Same thing with the capable bumper and the modular as well. Let's give it a little tug. This will come down. Now you got your parking sensors here. I find the little cup that they fit in, if you just kind of spread the tabs apart very slightly, being gentle, you can slide the sensor right out. All right, now your bumper is held on by 6 12mm bolts. They use a 15mm socket. Take all of them out. As you get to the last one, just be prepared to grab that bumper. The plastic one's really lightweight, capable and modular, a little heavier. You might want a friend, but most of them are not too bad. So we've got the plastic bumper here. If you have the steel capable bumper, your job's going to be a lot easier, because that bumper right about here, there are 2 bolts already installed, and the top part of our stealth light bracket bolts right onto those 2 bolts. You pull those bolts out, put the bracket in place, bolt it back on, and you're done. Put the bumper back on the car. Plastic bumper, a little more involved, so now I'm going to show you how that works. So first things first, on the plastic bumper here, we have this rubber gap filler that fits between the bottom of the grill and the bumper. And that's right where our new bracket's going to be. So this is just held on by a series of screws. 5/16 socket takes it off. I've already pulled them off, and then you can just pull this out of here. If you want to, once the bracket's in place, you can actually trim this rubber piece here to fit around and fill any small gaps that are left over. I think most people will probably just take it off like we are though. Now the next step, we got our 4 smaller bolts here. Use a 10mm socket. I'm gonna pull those out. And then on either side, there are 2 sockets. Use a 15mm. Take those out as well. And earlier, I was showing you how to unplug the light, and you couldn't see it, or the wiring harness. But this is the plug right here. It's held in with a little plastic clip on the bumper. So all we're gonna do is kind of move this out of the way, and then we'll get our mounting bracket. And this is just gonna fit inside, and it's got slots here that line up with those 2 small bolt holes. And we just put our bracket right back on top of it. Put all our bolts back in. All right, so now we've got the mounting bracket installed onto the bumper, and we can now bolt on the actual light bracket. So this guy, all you do, if you got the capable bumper, bolts right onto the bumper. You got nothing to do here. On this one, you just take the 2 supplied bolts, slide them through the slots here. I would recommend leaving them a little bit loose to start with, and then you can adjust. We made this slot really long here, so you can adjust the vertical position of the bracket. You can fine tune that to however you like it. Now you can slide the bracket into its final position. Take an open end wrench and slide it inside to hold the nut, and you can go ahead and tighten it down. All right, so now it's just a matter of reinstalling the bumper back onto your Bronco. All right, so there you go. Now it's all installed. As you can see, blends in pretty nicely with the bumper. That's why we call it our stealth light bracket, because it's fairly invisible. As you can see, these are those little spots where I was talking about with that rubber piece. If you want, you can trim that up and it'll fill this gap in there. But now you're all ready to install some lights on this thing. As you can see, there's pre-drilled holes for evenly spaced for either 4 or 5 lights, depending on how many you want to run. Or you can run a straight light bar across as well. Pretty easy to drill the bracket for whatever mounting pattern your lights might have. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Be sure to check out stinkyfab.com to see all the new and exciting stuff we got coming out. We got a lot of new products coming out these days, and hope to see you all on the trail soon.